Well, hello, model car fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Raul, and this week I'm working on my 64 Chevelle Malibu SS project here. This is the AMT kit that's sponsored by Hobby Nut Models. And if you've been following along, I've been having a lot of fun with it and really going to town on it, so it's not out of the box. It's pretty well kit bashed, and I'm going to be working on the motor today. Doing a few things, doing a little bit of detail painting, nothing really crazy, but just kind of give you a heads up on what I kind of do. And I had to get some more white, so pick this up. But if you guys ever wonder, why, you hear the rattling in my paints, I tend to throw a little, chromed steel ball in there, and I got a whole bunch of these, but, and miss right on the floor. Here we go. Let's try this again. Not hit the side, drop it right in there. So, and I use that to help keep it mixed up. So now you can hear it. It helps stir the paint up on the inside and everything. But I will tell you, if you really shake vigorously, and sometimes I've actually had it crack the glass. I had that happen 2 different times, but over 10 years, 20 years. So I'd say very, very rare. I mean, how many times have you dropped one of these on the floor, hit a tile floor or whatnot, and you cracked it? So, kind of strange, but I've had it happen. So first thing I'm going to do on this one, just having a little bit of fun with it, is I'm going to paint that oil filter white. The original AC Delco oil filters were white. They're currently blue, but the originals were white. Even though this one, technically being 64, would not be a spin-on oil filter. It would be a bolt-on, but or a replaceable cartridge. It'd be the canister style. So that's what it should be, but the model kit has a spin-on, with the ribs and everything on it. So, and truth be known, so many of these don't have the original oil filter. They've got the oil filter adapters that change it. So you'll see them all the time, even restored cars where they don't have the original oil filter. On these 67 and older, I think 68 is when they went to the spin-on from the factory. So, but a lot of them, that's what the model kits have, or the real cars have them too. So you don't even think about it. But a little piece of trivia for you there. So here's this one, and I'll let that dry. So I won't really touch the motor anymore. I'm trying to do this under the camera, so I'm stumbling and dropping some things here. Get the paintbrush cleaned. And then we'll do some more. Got a couple of pieces doing black, couple pieces doing gold, and some aluminum. And how closely do you look at some of this stuff? Like, here's my really old aluminum area. You can hear that one. I like to just dip my brush in the cap. That's just something I've always done. Let's move this over here, get it kind of out of the way. Let's do the distributor base and the vacuum canister. The vacuum advance. Now we've got computers that do all of the timing and adjustments and stuff on them instead of centrifugal force and vacuum advance as far as measuring engine load. It's kind of weird to think about tuning some of these old motors and what it took to do it, and understanding how they used pressures and stuff to do this stuff. Now it's all computer, and they do, knock sensors and computers. And now, should we detail the starter? Most of the actual GM starters, most of it's black. This end piece will be like steel, and then the whole nose cone is aluminum, which would be this side right here. But if you ever bought any rebuilt ones, a lot of times they're just spray bombed black. You get an aftermarket one where they're cadmium plated, or where they get kind of crazy. Some of the modern mini starters are aluminum or polished aluminum, billet, cadmium housings. All the different possible colors it could be. All right, let's do this piece. And what else needs to be painted aluminum? I airbrushed the fuel pump aluminum, but I think I'll paint the bottom part gold. Some of them had a gold base. Be fun to do. Okay, well that finishes aluminum. I also tend to start with the lightest colors, why I started with white first. Because sometimes you do silver and then go to the white, you can end up with the white flakes, the metallic flakes in your paint. But not really a big deal, most would notice. But when you go from black to white and you get some of that paint in there and you start putting a gray down, that becomes pretty noticeable. Let's see. I didn't bring gold out. Let's do that bracket. That's gloss, semi-gloss. All right. It's actually nice that this actually has the adjustment bracket right on it. Most model kits have the famous floating alternator. All right. Any other black on this that I need to do? Nope, don't see anything on that. Now, before I paint that gold, let's do this. Let's glue this on the side of the motor. So, a little dab of super glue on my toothpick here. Give that a minute to grab. And I'll paint that. And let's do some steel. All right. I'm gonna do the gas tank on this. I like it when they have the lip, because it makes it much more realistic looking. There's one portion of that. Let's see here. In case you're wondering, I'm trying to leave the straps black. Because they're steel and they usually have a paper under them to protect them from rubbing against the gas tank. But a lot of times they're raw steel or galvanized steel, and then the tank is steel. But sometimes they're left black, and sometimes they're just raw, like the gas tank is left raw. But these ones are recessed, so they're kind of hard to detail in that manner. Some model kits, they're definitely higher and it's easier to do that. Some not so much. Okay. Yeah, all right. Let's just cover those two then. Okay, liking that. I'll let that dry and everything. Most of that ready to dry, so that's all pretty much ready to start gluing that stuff together, other than the silver or gold. Little dab of gold, because that fuel pump should be on there now. All right, let that dry. Then I'll get that all glued together and definitely continue on with this one. Get it in the chassis. And then get everything in this body. Speaking of the body, I did take some time. I showed it to you painted. Well, I polished the emblems there. So there's the bare metal foil showing through the base coat there. So there's one. Got the Chevrolet lettering across the hood. I rubbed through the paint right there, but that's chrome bare metal foil also. But I'll do that after clear. I was only worrying about the emblems. The rest of it, all bare metal foil after it's cleared, but the emblems are looking really good. Really happy with those. And on the back here, the Chevrolet on the trunk, and then the SS right there. So really happy with that. So we'll this is pretty much ready for clear. Get some clear on that hopefully this weekend or in the next week. Get some more detail painting on this one, and everything should be great. So that's gonna pause it for now, and then I'll continue working on it. But thank you guys for tuning in, subscribing, and all your comments and everything. I really do appreciate it, you guys. And you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time.